Here's just a reminder of what Bayern Munich have got coming up, though, because it's not an easy run. They've got Chelsea, Paphos, Club Brugge, but then they've got PSG and Arsenal in the middle of that. They're one of the favourites, aren't they, to go far, if not maybe to make it to the final or to maybe even win it all. But that's going to be a tough stretch with PSG and Arsenal. How many points, Grella, do you see them getting from those two games in particular?
I would imagine that if they came away from those two games with 2 points, they would be happy. Because they're away from home against two of I think the two favorites, right? I think actually we showed it yesterday, and they are the two favorites, PSG and Arsenal. So if they came back home and with 2 points and 2 good performances, I think they would be happy with that.
I think it's an opportunity, though, for them to make a statement, right? Because we're talking about everybody in Champions League, and for a lot of us, Bayern is the sort of the outside pick. This is still Bayern Munich, right? And you think about what's coming down the road. Musiala's coming back. Gnabry's coming back. In December, Alphonso Davies is coming back. So this team is built as good as anybody, right, is in this league. And I got to give credit to Vincent Kompany, because he was not the first, second, third, fourth, or maybe even the fifth choice of manager when he got there, right? And he's really taken a team and molded them in the way that he played as a player, which sometimes is dangerous, right? This is very much molded in his. We saw it with Burnley, right? It worked in the championship. Struggled a little bit because of a talent, I think, deficiency in the Premier League, but they don't have a talent deficiency here. And the way that he wants to play fits this group. And then you got Harry Kane, who's now moved in almost to another position in that 10 role. He's pulling all the right strings at Bayern Munich right now.
The most underappreciated striker in world football, Harry Kane.
Definitely.
What? Something in your throat?
In the big moment, we're talking it's Champions League show, right? We're talking Champions League. We're talking about big moments. We're talking about Bayern going to the final. Well, last year they had a way to the final, and Harry Kane ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the doorstep of Inter. Goals that he never misses. Missed in the big moment that would have changed the game and would have put Bayern through against Inter. Would have put them in a semi-final against a Barcelona side that played crazy high back line. So they did have a pathway to the final if Harry Kane scored those chances. Let's take nothing away from his career, but in those big moments against Inter last season, he was the one that ate a couple goals in front of the net.
It does feel harsh to say, though, doesn't it? Because he is Mr. Reliable 99% of the time. Even today, he was on the score sheet. It just feels like if Bayern's playing, Harry Kane is going to score, Nige.
Yeah, I mean, this is a simple goal. I don't understand what Club Brugge are doing there for me, because at the end of the day, you can't leave this man completely unmarked in your back post, ghosting in. That's just a striker's instinct. Very, very simple goal for him to score there. Simple finish. And you look at him now in the Golden Boot race, still a long way to go in this very forgiving tournament. But he's doing his job. He's doing his job. And, you know, Grella makes a point that, you know, in the big games so far, when it really matters, that's the criticism that lays against Harry Kane. But still, for what he does in a team, you'd have to say he's underappreciated.
Is he the best striker in the Champions League this season, Tony?
Boy, you saw the three big guns there, right? Erling Haaland being one of them, Mbappe, and then Harry Kane, of course, Gordon, and who was the? Oh, Rashford was the other one, right?
What about Dembele also?
Dembele still, he's going to have a say in this thing. I don't know how it'll end up Golden Boot-wise, right? Because Harry Kane does have a pretty big schedule, as we just saw. But yeah, underappreciated, I think he is, right? And there was this, obviously, the narrative about winning a trophy and all of that stuff. He got that off his back, but this is obviously the one he wants to win, and I think this is why he went to Bayern, is to try and win a Champions League. Okay, they didn't win the Bundesliga the first year because of a magical run by Leverkusen, right? Year two, they get past that hump, but this is the one that I think that he wants to win.
What are you saying, Tony? He couldn't have done that at Tottenham.
No, he didn't do it at Tottenham, right? He didn't do it at Tottenham. And I remember that the Inter was the one he bent wide, right?
Yeah.
Bent
he
wide
was
of the
so
post.
close, wasn't he? So many times.
No, it's because he's English. That's why Grella's jumping on him, because he's English. If he was Italian, the post wasn't in the right place and this and that. You know, they moved the post.
I think he's one of the greatest strikers of what we could put him in. We could start talking top 10, top 50, whatever.
Just remind us of his bad game, though.
But in the end of the day, we're talking about that he wants to win the Champions League. We're talking about the big moments in Champions League. He had the big moment, and he missed when it counted most. He missed. I mean, I'm not making it up. It happened.
You agree, but also I've got to give a little bit more credit to him because of the evolution of his change in his career. The fact he's no longer the main focal point. He's playing a number 10 role, which he always used to do even when he was the focal striker. Used to do so well, dropping in those little pockets, making things happen and making these passes. Now he's playing that role as well. Credit to the evolution of him, but hopefully he'll get it done.